Salamatsabi, my adventurous friends. Picture yourself in a land where eagles soar over snow-capped peaks, nomads still roam vast steppes, and ancient traditions clash with modern life in the most unexpected ways. Welcome to Kyrgyzstan. We're exploring every corner of this fascinating country, from its remote mountain passes to its hidden urban gems. I'm thrilled to share one of Central Asia's most controversial and complex cultural practices with you. If you've ever wondered why bride kidnapping still happens in the 21st century, and yes, you heard that right, you're about to discover the truth behind this shocking tradition. But don't worry, this video isn't just about cultural controversies. It will share insider tips about the best times to visit, how to experience authentic nomadic culture, and secrets to navigating this stunning country without breaking the bank. Here's a quick teaser. The video features a family-run yurt camp near Kol Lake, where visitors can learn to make traditional kumis-fermented mare's milk from actual nomads, something not found in any guidebook. From sleeping under starlit skies to finding the hidden gems of Bishkek's bazaars, this guide covers everything. Viewers are encouraged to drop a comment below sharing their thoughts on cultural traditions, which ones should be preserved, and which ones should be left in the past. And here's a hint. Stay until the end, because the video will reveal an incredible location where travelers can witness an eagle hunting demonstration that most tourists never hear about. First-time viewers are invited to hit that like button and join a community of curious travelers who aren't afraid to explore the world's most intriguing destinations. Why are brides still being kidnapped? The persistence of bride kidnapping, locally known as Balykchy, grab and run, haunts modern Kyrgyzstan like a dark shadow across its stunning mountain landscape. What many defend as ancient tradition actually surged during Soviet times, when marriages were hastily arranged between collective farm shifts. Today, this practice tears through the lives of nearly one-third of Kyrgyz women, despite being criminalized since 1994. A typical scenario illustrates this brutal reality. A young woman, 19-year-old Ade, walks home from university when a car suddenly pulls up. 3 men drag her inside. By nightfall, she has a white scarf placed on her head, the traditional symbol that she is now a married woman. When she desperately reaches out to her parents, they tell her that leaving would shame their entire family. Like countless others, Ade remained, trapped between tradition and trauma. The true driver isn't tradition, but economics and power. Traditional weddings can bankrupt families, costing several years' salary, while kidnapping bypasses these expenses. More insidiously, many young men, often encouraged by their own mothers who are kidnapped brides themselves, see it as a masculine rite of passage. The cycle perpetuates as communities pressure women to accept their fate, weaponizing shame and family honor against their freedom. The psychological wounds run deep. Many remain trapped because returning home means facing ostracism and being labeled damaged goods. One rural social worker reports that of 20 recent kidnapping cases in her village, 18 women stayed simply because they had nowhere else to go. However, a new generation is rising up. In Bishkek, youth-led organizations like Girls Not Brides Kyrgyzstan are building underground support networks for vulnerable women. Young activists like 23-year-old Begayam Muratova use social media to expose kidnapping cases and connect survivors with legal aid. These movements are gaining momentum, particularly among urban youth who see bride kidnapping as a human rights violation rather than a cultural touchstone. The government has strengthened penalties to include up to 10 years imprisonment, but in rural areas, where kidnapping rates remain highest, these laws often go unenforced. Local police, sometimes themselves products of kidnapping marriages, frequently dismiss cases as family matters. Yet, change is coming, driven by young Kyrgyz women and men who envision a future where true Kyrgyz tradition based on mutual respect, family bonds, and genuine consent replaces this Soviet-era distortion. Through education programs, protest art, and survivor support networks, they're proving that preserving cultural identity doesn't require preserving practices that traumatize and dehumanize. The road ahead is long, but each woman who speaks out, each family that refuses to participate, and each young man who rejects this practice brings Kyrgyzstan one step closer to ending this cycle of violence disguised as tradition. Kyrgyzstan's captivating curiosities. The national sport involves a dead goat. Deep in the heart of Central Asia, a remarkable blend of traditional horsemanship and raw athleticism comes alive through the national sport of cock-boru. It's also known as Bizkashi in Persian and Kokpar in Kazakh. In this intense competition, skilled riders mounted on sturdy horses grapple for control of a decapitated goat carcass, typically weighing between 30 to 40 kilograms. The field can stretch up to 300 meters long, with teams of up to 12 players attempting to seize the carcass and carry it to their opponent's goal, called a kazan or taikazan. The sport demands exceptional horsemanship, physical strength, and strategic thinking, as players must navigate through a chaotic melee while maintaining control of both their horse and the carcass. World's largest natural growth walnut forest, spanning over 11,000 hectares of rugged terrain, the ancient Arslanbab walnut forest emerges as a testament to nature's grandeur and historical significance. This sprawling forest, nestled in the mountains of the Jalal-Abad region, creates a mesmerizing landscape of ancient walnut trees, some believed to be hundreds of years old. The connection to Alexander the Great adds a layer of historical intrigue. According to local lore, his armies discovered these magnificent trees during their campaigns and subsequently introduced them to Greece and beyond, fundamentally altering the course of walnut cultivation in Europe. The forest not only serves as a crucial ecological preserve, but also provides economic sustenance to neighborhood communities who harvest and sell the walnuts. World's largest natural wild pistachio forest. While the text mentions the walnut forest, Kyrgyzstan is also home to the Kara Alma wild pistachio forest in the Fergana Valley, one of the largest natural pistachio forests globally. World's largest naturally occurring uranium deposit. Among Kyrgyzstan's many distinctive features, perhaps none carries more weight than the sobering uranium legacy of Saimaluu-Tash during the Soviet era. This town was a crucial center for uranium mining, operating under strict secrecy and producing significant amounts of nuclear fuel for the Soviet atomic program. The mining operations left behind numerous tailings dumps and waste rock piles, creating serious environmental and health concerns for the local population. Today, the area faces ongoing challenges with radioactive contamination and the potential for landslides that could further disturb these hazardous materials. The situation is complicated by the region's seismic activity and the proximity of these waste sites to water sources, making it a critical environmental concern not just for Kyrgyzstan, but for the entire Central Asian region. Eagle hunting tradition. Berkutchi. Kyrgyz eagle hunters train golden eagles from a young age to hunt foxes and other small prey. This ancient practice requires incredible skill. The birds can weigh up to 15 pounds and have a wingspan of 6 to 8 feet. The bond between hunter and eagle is so deep that after about a decade, the eagles are traditionally released back into the wild. Felt hats. Deeply rooted in Kyrgyzstan's nomadic past is felt making, a vital craft. Wool, often from local flocks, is cleaned, carded, and layered, sometimes with traditional designs. Hot water and soap are applied, and the wool is rolled, pressed, and beaten until it felts. Artisans may add embellishments. The finished felt is rinsed, dried, and shaped. Historically essential for yurts, carpets, sherdaks, and clothing, felt making is also a powerful cultural expression. Intricate patterns carry symbolic meanings, reflecting Kyrgyz history and values. It's often a communal activity, strengthening bonds and transmitting skills. Visitors can experience felt making at bazaars, workshops, and cultural centers, gaining a deeper understanding of this ancient craft and Kyrgyzstan's artistry. Flaming mountain that smokes for centuries. Tucked away in the remote south of Kyrgyzstan, Mount Tuyashu is a geological enigma. This flaming mountain is a natural coal deposit that has been smoldering beneath the surface for centuries. Local legends speak of an eternal fire lit by supernatural forces, but in reality, underground coal seams ignited long ago continue to burn, releasing occasional wisps of smoke from the mountainside. Despite the eerie landscape, shepherds still graze their flocks nearby, seemingly unfazed by the earth that breathes fire beneath their feet. The legend of Issyk-Kul's sunken city, beneath the crystal-clear waters of Issyk-Kul, Kyrgyzstan's vast alpine lake, lies the rumored ruins of an ancient city. Local legends whisper of a kingdom that vanished beneath the waves, its people cursed for their arrogance. In recent years, divers and researchers have uncovered ruins, pottery, and artifacts, fueling speculation that an ancient civilization once thrived here. While some believe these are remnants of a forgotten trade hub along the Silk Road, others think they could be connected to ancient Scythians or even older nomadic cultures. The mystery remains unsolved, adding to the lake's mythical allure. 3-story yurts. While most nomadic cultures use single-story yurts, some wealthy Kyrgyz families historically built massive 3-story yurts, called bozwai. These engineering marvels could house entire extended families and required special construction techniques to maintain stability. Kyrgyzstan's must-see wonders. Lake Issyk-Kul. Imagine a vast expanse of crystal-clear water, surrounded by snow-capped peaks that pierce the clouds. Lake Issyk-Kul, the world's second-largest saline lake, is a natural marvel that never freezes despite its alpine location. As you stand on its shores, you'll witness a perfect mirror of the sky, creating an illusion where heaven and earth become one. Area beaches hide hot springs beneath the sand, allowing you to dig your own natural hot tub. At sunset, the water transforms into liquid gold, and if you're lucky, you might spot an endangered snow leopard coming down from the mountains to drink. Ancient petroglyphs along the shoreline whisper tales of civilizations long past, while modern beach resorts offer a perfect blend of luxury and wilderness. Interestingly, Lake Issyk-Kul never freezes despite being surrounded by snow-capped mountains, earning it the nickname Hot Lake. More intriguingly, it sometimes produces unusual sounds resembling singing or humming, caused by the movement of underground streams and gas bubbles. Kol Lake, cradled at 3,016 meters above sea level, Kol Lake is a pristine alpine wonder that seems to float between earth and sky. Here, the modern world falls away as you enter a realm where nomadic traditions still reign supreme. Traditional yurt camps dot the shoreline, smoke curling from their tops as shepherds prepare evening meals. The surrounding meadows explode with wildflowers in summer, creating a kaleidoscope of colors that contrasts dramatically with the deep blue of the lake. As night falls, the lack of light pollution reveals a celestial spectacle, a dome of stars so bright and numerous, you'll feel like you can reach out and touch them. The silence is profound, broken only by the occasional neighing of horses or the haunting call of a golden eagle. Archa National Park, just 40 kilometers from Bishkek, lies a wonderland of glaciers, pine forests, and soaring peaks. Archa National Park is where the urban world dissolves into raw and tamed wilderness. Hiking trails wind through valleys carpeted with rare flowers, leading to thundering waterfalls and glaciers that have sculpted the landscape for millennia. The park's crown jewel, Peak Corona 4,860 meters high, challenges even the most experienced climbers, while gentler paths offer casual hikers breathtaking vistas. Wildlife abounds. Keep your eyes peeled for the elusive snow leopard or the majestic bearded vulture soaring overhead. In winter, the park transforms into a pristine snowscape, perfect for backcountry skiing and ice climbing. Sary Chelek Biosphere Reserve, the Seven Lakes Symphony. Hidden in the western Tian Shan Mountains lies a string of 7 alpine lakes, each more beautiful than the last. Sary Chelek, meaning yellow bucket in Kyrgyz, is anything but ordinary. The main lake reflects the surrounding walnut and fruit forests in its crystal-clear waters, creating a mirror world of impossible beauty. As you hike between the lakes, each turn reveals a new wonder, perhaps a waterfall tumbling from impossible heights, or a meadow carpeted with edelweiss flowers. The reserve is home to over 1,000 species of plants and rare animals like the Central Asian bear. Local legend says that honey from this region has magical healing properties, thanks to the unique blend of flowers found nowhere else on Earth. Jeti-Ögüz Rock Formation, the Valley of Red Giants rising majestically from the earth. 7 towering red sandstone cliffs form the legendary 7 Bulls of Jeti-Ögüz. These crimson monoliths, stained by iron oxide, change color throughout the day: blood red at dawn, deep burgundy at midday, and glowing like embers at sunset. Local legend tells of 7 bulls turned to stone by a broken-hearted Khan. Beyond the main formation lies the Broken Heart Cliff, its distinctive shape visible for miles. The surrounding valley, dotted with hot springs and thick pine forests, offers therapeutic waters where natives claim to cure everything from arthritis to heartbreak. In spring, the meadows beneath the cliffs explode with a riot of wildflowers, creating a photographer's paradise. Köl-Suu Lake, tucked deep within the Tian Shan Mountains near the Chinese border, Köl-Suu stands as one of Kyrgyzstan's most enigmatic wonders. This 12-kilometer-long alpine lake appears and disappears with the seasons, trapped between towering limestone cliffs that rise hundreds of meters from the water. The journey here is an adventure in itself, requiring 4x4 vehicles and sometimes horseback riding. Those who make the trek are rewarded with surreal turquoise waters that mirror the surrounding peaks with perfect clarity. The lake is home to unique flora and fauna, including the elusive snow leopard. At night, the star-filled sky reflects on the still water, creating the illusion of floating in space. Historical wonders: Tash Rabat Caravanserai, a Silk Road time capsule. High in the mountains near the Chinese border stands Tash Rabat, a 15th century stone caravanserai that once sheltered Silk Road travelers. This remarkably preserved fortress, built from stacked stone without mortar, contains 31 rooms arranged around a central dome. As you explore its corridors and chambers, you can almost hear the echoes of ancient merchants discussing their journeys. The surrounding landscape, unchanged for centuries, helps complete the time travel experience. Spend the night in a nearby yurt camp and wake up to a vista that Marco Polo might have seen: an endless expanse of rolling hills where wild horses roam freely. The best part? Due to its remote location, you might have this historical wonder all to yourself. Petroglyphs of Saimaluu-Tash, an open-air art gallery. Imagine a natural gallery containing over 10,000 rock drawings, dating back to 2000 BC, spread across a remote mountain plateau. Saimaluu-Tash, which means embroidered stone, is exactly that, one of the largest and most impressive collections of rock art in Central Asia. The petroglyphs depict everything from everyday scenes of hunting to mysterious solar symbols and what some interpret as ancient astronomical observations. Some depict mysterious figures in what appear to be spacesuits, leading to local theories about ancient astronauts. These petroglyphs remain a subject of archaeological debate. The journey to reach this site is an adventure in itself, involving a challenging hike that's only possible for a few months each year when the snow melts. As you stand among these ancient drawings, surrounded by panoramic mountain views, you'll feel a profound connection to the artists who left their mark here thousands of years ago. Xi'an Architectural Complex, the Karakonid legacy in the heart of the fertile Fergana Valley, stands a remarkable ensemble of medieval Islamic architecture. The Xi'an complex, dating from the 11th to 12th centuries, consists of 3 mausoleums and a minaret, showcasing the geometric brilliance of Karakonid builders. The intricate brickwork creates mesmerizing patterns that seem to shift in a changing light. Each mausoleum tells a story. One houses the tomb of a famous scholar who created an early astronomical clock. The site is still an active place of pilgrimage, and if you're lucky, you might witness regional religious ceremonies. Don't miss the nearby bazaar, where you can taste the famous Xi'an rice, prized throughout Central Asia for its unique flavor and aroma. Sulaiman-Too Sacred Mountain, where spirituality touches the sky, rising dramatically from the center of Osh. Sulaiman-Too, Solomon's throne, has been a pilgrimage site for over 3 millennia. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a living museum of religious history, with over 100 petroglyph sites and 17 places of worship representing Muslim, Buddhist, and pre-Muslim beliefs. The mountain's smooth slopes are crisscrossed with paths worn by centuries of pilgrims. Caves in the mountain house small museums, while the main museum is built directly into the rock. Area women still practice the ancient fertility ritual of sliding down the mountain's fertility slide. As you climb to the peak, passing by ancient shrines and stunning views of Osh, you'll understand why this mountain has captivated believers for thousands of years. Moving Glacial Lake, Lake Merzbacher is a unique glacial lake that completely empties and refills annually due to ice dam formation and collapse. This predictable cycle, occurring usually in August, results in the lake dramatically disappearing and then reforming. Kyrgyzstan's must-see cities, Bishkek, hidden beneath the snow-capped Tian Shan Mountains. Bishkek is an area of contrasts where brutalist Soviet architecture stands alongside gleaming glass skyscrapers. The heart of the city, Alatu Square, pulses with life as locals gather beneath the shadow of the State History Museum. By day, lose yourself in the labyrinthine Osh Bazaar, where the aroma of fresh bread mingles with the calls of vendors selling everything from traditional felt hats to native honey. As night falls, the city transforms into a cultural hub, with underground jazz clubs and trendy cafes where young Kyrgyz enthusiastically discuss art and politics over cups of kumis-fermented mare's milk. Don't miss the Philharmonic House, an architectural masterpiece that hosts spellbinding performances of traditional Kyrgyz music. Osh, 3 millennia of history echo through the winding streets of Osh, Kyrgyzstan's oldest city. Dominated by the sacred Sulaiman-Too mountain, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Osh feels less like a city and more like a living museum. At its core, the sprawling Jema Bazaar has been operating for over 2,000 years, making it one of the oldest marketplaces in Central Asia. Here, the air is thick with the scent of fresh samsa meat pastries and the sound of craftsmen hammering away at traditional copper vessels. As you explore, you'll discover ancient petroglyphs, small museums housed in caves, and a mosque built by Babur, founder of the Mughal Empire. The sunset view from Sulaiman-Too, overlooking the city's blend of Islamic and Soviet architecture, is nothing short of magical. Karakol, tucked away in the easternmost corner of Kyrgyzstan, Karakol is a city that seems frozen in time, with its rainbow-colored Russian gingerbread houses and tree-lined streets. But don't let its quaint appearance fool you. This is the adventure capital of Kyrgyzstan. The town serves as the perfect base for treks into the surrounding Tian Shan Mountains, where alpine lakes mirror snow-capped peaks. Back in town, the Holy Trinity Russian Orthodox Cathedral, built entirely of wood, without using a single nail, stands in stark contrast to the Chinese-style Dungan Mosque, painted in vibrant reds and greens. Local restaurants serve up hearty portions of ashlan pho, a spicy cold noodle dish that perfectly captures the city's unique blend of Russian, Chinese, and Kyrgyz cultures. Jalal-Abad. Surrounded by walnut forests and mineral springs, Jalal-Abad has been a healing destination for centuries. The city's Soviet-era sanatoriums, though faded, still attract visitors seeking the therapeutic properties of the local waters. But the real magic lies in the surrounding landscape. Just outside the town, the world's largest natural walnut forest, Arslanbab, spreads across the mountainsides, a green oasis where time seems to stand still. Back in the city, the central bazaar offers a sensory overload of colors and flavors, with vendors selling homegrown specialties like curate dried yogurt balls and fresh walnuts. As evening approaches, join the locals at the Central Park, where families gather for impromptu games of chess and children play beneath the towering plane trees. Naryn, perched at an altitude of 2,000 meters. Naryn is a city where the air is crisp and the stars seem close enough to touch. This remote outpost, surrounded by jagged mountains, feels like the edge of the world. The Naryn River, cutting through the heart of the area, provides a constant soundtrack of rushing water. Despite its isolation, Naryn is home to the University of Central Asia, bringing a youthful energy to this high-altitude haven. The city is the perfect jumping-off point for adventures to the mythical song Kol Lake, or the ancient Tash Rabat Caravanserai. In winter, the town becomes a wonderland, with locals ice fishing on the frozen river and the surrounding mountains offering untouched powder for adventurous skiers. Tokmok. Often overlooked by travelers, Tokmok holds some of Kyrgyzstan's most fascinating historical treasures. The star attraction is the Burana Tower, a lonely minaret rising from the steppe, all that remains of the ancient city of Balykchy. Around the tower, mysterious stone statues known as bulbuls stand guard, their weathered faces telling tales of long-lost civilizations. The modern city itself is a fascinating mix of Soviet planning and traditional Kyrgyz life. At the bustling animal market, held every Sunday, you can witness scenes that have remained unchanged for centuries as traders haggle over horses and sheep. The area's numerous Chaykanas tea houses offer the perfect spot to sip endless cups of tea while watching the world go by, as the distant mountains provide a constant, majestic backdrop. Uzgen. Once the capital of the mighty Karakol Empire, Uzgen stands as a testament to Kyrgyzstan's golden age. The city's crowning glory is its 12th century architectural complex, 3 mausoleums and a minaret adorned with intricate brick patterns and calligraphy that rivals the finest in Central Asia. As you wander the old town, the aroma of fresh bread leads you to the neighborhood bazaar, where bakers still use centuries-old clay tandoor ovens. The Uzgen red rice, prized throughout Central Asia for its unique flavor, grows in the surrounding fields. Visit during the Autumn Harvest Festival to witness traditional music performances and feast on plov made with the famed homegrown rice. Batken. In Kyrgyzstan's southwestern corner lies Batken, a city where time moves at its own pace and hospitality knows no bounds. Famous for its apricots said to be the sweetest in the world, the town transforms into a fragrant paradise during spring, when apricot blossoms carpet the surrounding valleys in white. The nearby Issyk-Kul mountain holds a magical secret. Every spring, it blooms with a rare Issyk flower, found nowhere else on earth. This red tulip-like flower is so beloved that it appears on Batken's coat of arms. The area's Sunday animal market is a spectacle of traditional life, where deals are still sealed with a handshake and a shared cup of kumis. Talas, cradle of the epic, tucked away in a verdant valley, Talas city guards the legacy of Kyrgyzstan's greatest hero Manas. This bustling provincial capital is where the world's longest epic poem, the Manas epic 20 times longer than the Odyssey, was first recorded. The Manas Ordo complex, with its distinctive white yurt-shaped museum, houses treasures related to the legendary warrior. But Talas isn't just about history. It's famous for its unique variety of kidney beans, locally called Turkish beans, which paint the surrounding fields in patches of green and gold. Every August, the city hosts the Talas Bean Festival, where you can taste hundreds of bean dishes and witness traditional horse games. Balykchy, the gateway to Issyk-Kul. At first glance, Balykchy might seem like just another post-Soviet town, but this former fishing port at the western tip of Lake Issyk-Kul, unexpected treasures. The city's Soviet-era ship repair yard, now silent, houses a fascinating collection of rusting boats that tell the story of the lake's maritime history. Native fishermen still practice traditional fishing methods, and the fish market offers the freshest catch from the lake. The surrounding area is home to petroglyphs and the ruins of ancient settlements dating back to the 8th century. As the sun sets, the town's lighthouse casts its beam across the lake, a reminder of bygone maritime glory. Kyrgyzstan Must-Know, the Kyrgyz Kumis ceremony. In Kyrgyzstan, few traditions are as revered as the ceremonial sharing of kumis, fermented mare's milk. That's more than just a beverage, it's a cultural cornerstone. When entering a yurt or Kyrgyz home, you may be offered kumis in a traditional carved wooden bowl, called a korgo. This isn't just a drink, but a gesture of welcome and respect. Etiquette is an important part of the ritual. Accept the bowl with both hands. Before drinking, make a small circular motion with the bowl symbolizing the unity of the universe. Next, take at least 3 sips. 1 sip is considered impolite. If you're the honored guest, you'll be served first. It's perfectly acceptable to not finish the entire bowl. Be prepared. Kumis has a unique, slightly sour and fizzy taste. It's mildly alcoholic, around 2%, and is believed to have health benefits. First-timers often find the taste surprising, but it's perfectly fine to take small sips. Insider tips: if you're lactose intolerant, you can politely decline by placing your right hand over your heart. The host might refill your bowl several times. Pace yourself. Summer is peak kumis season, when the milk is freshest. For Kyrgyz nomads, kumis represents the harmony between people and nature. The ceremony is a way to bond, share stories, and show hospitality. Participating in this ritual, even if kumis isn't to your taste, shows respect for Kyrgyz culture. Pro tip: if you're visiting remote areas, bringing a small gift to exchange is appreciated. Traditional items like dried fruits or nuts are perfect. Remember, being invited to share kumis is more than just trying a neighborhood drink. It's being welcomed into the heart of Kyrgyz culture. Embrace the experience, even if you only take the ceremonial 3 sips. Kyrgyzstan travel wonders. As our journey through Kyrgyzstan comes to an end, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Would you start your adventure in the ancient streets of Archa, trek to the pristine song Kol Lake, or experience the thrill of watching an eagle hunting demonstration in the mountains? Perhaps you'd prefer to relax in a yurt camp under a canopy of stars, sipping kumis and listening to the haunting melodies of traditional Kyrgyz music. Let me know in the comments which of these experiences calls to your wandering spirit. If this virtual expedition has sparked your interest, don't forget to subscribe for more explorations of the world's hidden gems. Until our next adventure, may your path be as inspiring as the Silk Road itself. Kosh Bolang.